President Trump calling out Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, saying in part, quote, "The weak and pathetic governor of Illinois just said that he doesn't need help in preventing crime. He is crazy. He better straighten it out fast or we're coming."
Oh, yo, you can't be more. You know, the only reason why Chicago is starting to try to get their stuff together is because they got pressure from the federal government. They seen what's happening over in DC, and it's going to mess up the money because they're not going to be able to get that fake federal money no more to be able to act like they're creating community groups and that they actually trying to tamp down on crime. And so now that they got the pressure is on all these cities. The pressure is on in all of these cities. He says he is crazy. He better straighten it out fast or we coming. I like that.
Over the Labor Day holiday weekend, at least 7 people were killed and 43 others were shot.
Actually, that's not true, but I'm going to go into that shortly.
Shot in Chicago. But Pritzker remains defiant.
National Guard troops, any kind of troops on the streets of an American city don't belong unless there is an insurrection, unless there is truly an emergency. There is not. It's clear that in secret they're planning this. Well, it's an invasion with U.S. troops if they in fact do that.
An invasion? Our next guest has made it his mission to help clean up the streets of Chicago. You know him well. Project Hood founder, Pastor Corey Brook, joins us now. Pastor, thanks so much for joining the program this morning.
I appreciate it.
So the governor and the mayor, they continue to point to the numbers, and this is some of the numbers that they're pointing to. The murders are down 49%, robberies are down 10%.
Cap.
Burglaries are up 8%. Felony theft is up 46%. The misdemeanor theft is up 60%, and motor vehicle theft is up 78%.
Now, do you know why there are some things that are up and then there are some things that are down? Is because, first of all, a lot of it goes unreported. A lot of it is being reclassified, and a lot of it is not considered violent crime anymore. We'll get to that shortly.
Obviously, that is some of the numbers, but it doesn't tell the full, complete story of what's happening in Chicago.
Absolutely. There are individuals who are dying every single day. As you can see over the weekend, the rash of murders, the shootings, they're still going on. You know, Governor Pritzker said the National Guard should never come in unless there is an emergency. This is an emergency. Anytime.
Somebody said ShotSpotter being taken out would have shown more of it. Why do you think that they wanted to remove ShotSpotter? The budget for ShotSpotter wasn't even but a smidget of what was happening in Chicago. And that is, you are, Ellen, oh man, you are so dead on. Because ShotSpotter holds them more accountable because you have a higher valid source of data and statistics to be able to justify whether or not people are or aren't committing certain crimes and if it is being responded to. Yes, ShotSpotter actually shows where shots are being fired and what police officers need to respond to.
We're continuing to lose lives on the south sides and west sides of Chicago. To those of us who live in the community, we deem that as an emergency.
You know, Pastor, I remember there was a movie done called Chirac that talked about the amount of folks that were dying in Chicago was more than on the ground in Iraq. And it just seems like these officials, they keep saying, oh, you're going to make this a war zone. It is a war zone already.
It's been a war zone for years. And for them to try to make people believe that Chicago is a safe place and that you can live in these parts of the neighborhood where we live and be okay, that's an outright lie. I do believe that organizations like Project Hood, we've done a great job, and other organizations like Metropolitan Family Services have.
Yeah, we got it. So let me give you all the real numbers of what's happening over in Chicago, okay? I want y'all to really understand what is going on inside of this city.
Several people were shot overnight during a gathering near a park in the city's Oakland neighborhood.
It's one of dozens of shootings in Chicago during the holiday weekend. Judy Wang is live from police headquarters with more.
CPD will release the official numbers tomorrow morning. We counted 50 people shot, 8 of those people killed so far this holiday weekend. That is since Friday evening.
You knew this was coming up. You also know that the federal government is looking to come in order to stop the crimes and the murders. You know where there's large gatherings, especially after 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, that is going to be horrible. You knew that this was coming. You know that every single Labor Day weekend, it goes crazy. 50, and it's not even over yet. It's only been 2 days. 50 people shot in a 2-day span is insane, bro. 8 people dead, 50 people shot on a Labor Day weekend. And it ain't even over yet. We just now getting into the Monday. We getting to the Labor Day now. They haven't calculated what is happening over the last night. They haven't calculated what's going to happen today. They 50. Since Fox News actually did that report, it's actually been hot. Another person died and more people have been shot. They don't need help though. How many of these people actually would have lived and survived and not been shot in the first place had we actually had the Trump administration give them the assistance that they need voluntarily or involuntarily? 50, bro. Don't worry, the number will be higher. We'll talk about it tomorrow. How can y'all live with this mayor? How can y'all live with people that's actually against y'all like this, bro? I seen Al Sharpton marching over some dumb shit over the weekend. I seen Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton was marching over Wall Street, marching for DEI rollbacks over the last 4 days. They were up there trying to push a new person, Mom Donnie or whatever his name is, and they are out there. Y'all don't believe me? Okay.
March on Wall Street right now. You're taking a live look at some of the crowds, listening to several speakers right now who are pushing back on corporate America and those companies that have pulled back diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Now, among those who marched in the crowd and actually led.
Look at these people. Look at these old people. Look at these geezers. Look at your mamas. Look at your grandmama. Look at Mima and them. Look at Mima and them out there. Can't stand. Ain't had nothing better to do. Don't even live anywhere close to Wall Street. Look at these people. Look at them. Look at the background, because it's not enough for us to just sit here and have a conversation about what happens. We got to start paying attention. Let me back up for a second. I want to get the full view. Look at the people. Look at these people. Ain't a young person in that crowd. You know what that crowd is? That is a crowd of people that need their medication and their diabetic medicine, and they better have it in their purse. That is a crowd of people that cannot drink regular Coke. That is a crowd of people that cannot drink sugar or regular Mexican Coke. This is a crowd. This is what happened over the weekend. This is a crowd of people that can't eat cheesecake. They got to take their blood pressure medication before they get out. This is a crowd of people that you got to make sure that you know me, my use grandma, you got to use the bathroom before we go on this road trip right now. You know, we got to use the bathroom before we go on this road trip. Half of these people got the pins on. Half of these people got the pins on. If one person sneezes out loud, everybody else is going to be sick and they're going to be hospitalized. You couldn't, y'all don't. This is why I don't take the black community serious. This is why I don't take the black community serious. That's why I don't do it, bro. Look at this. Look, y'all see this? Supposed to be in their twilight years. This is the generation that ruined America. This is the generation that ruined America. They ruined it with feminism. They ruined it with diversity, equity, and inclusion. They ruined it with their stupid marches. They ruined it with George Floyd. They ruined it when it came to women's rights. They ruined it with everything. This is the generation that ruined everything. If y'all want to thank a generation of people of what you had to deal with the Clinton, the Bushes, Obama, and even the Biden administration, go ahead. This is who y'all need to be holding accountable. I'm being honest with you. I'm being absolutely honest. This is the generation that these are the Kamala Harris voters. Facts, Dave. This is Kamala's game. Look at them. Look at them. Let me bring them up close a little bit more so y'all can see them. Look at them. Masks, blackness, hair. Oh, we found the white apologist in the blue teal shirt right here. We found the white apologist. There he goes with his camera up, capturing it for his kids and to take back home to show his wife. Hey, I was out there with a bunch of black people. I really do believe in what's going on. We found him. Where's Waldo? He's right there. There's the white apologist, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. If you want to know what a white apologist look like, he's right there. He's right there, making sure that he's standing up for black people, using his white privilege in order to have a conversation. He's going to go home and he's going to have an uncomfortable conversation with his children. There he is. There's the white apologist. Mad because he was born something that he can't control. Oh my God, I got to hold my ancestors accountable. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. There he is. And a sea of black people, there you are. The type to adopt an African grandbaby, you know. If he ever steps out, if his wife dies, he's going to make sure that he gets a black wife that's 20 years old to be able to take advantage of his pension, and she's going to be as dark as the night. Going to be as dark as the face of my watch. They always go the darkest. I'm just telling y'all the truth, bro. I know that y'all don't like to hear this stuff, but I got to be honest with you. This is what Sharp was doing over the weekend, right? This is what he was doing over the weekend. Look what they was doing.
Even some teams who say it was so important for them to show up.
The blackity blacks out there.
Mobilized for a day
Got
of
the
action.
women on canes. Got the big backs out there.
And for their voice to be heard as they say DEI is under attack. Many say they are outraged by the action taken by the president on his first day in office, uprooting DEI and its programs planted in the 1960s legislative movement requiring.
Look at Al Sharpton. Look at Al Sharpton. Look at Al Bighead out there. Look at Captain Bobblehead out there with a marching sign. What good is this going to do you guys? What are y'all wasting y'all time right now for? Look at Captain Bobblehead in the front. Let my people go, because I don't like this Trump administration, and they just continue to be out here outraging the people to make sure that they are messing up our diversity, equity, and inclusion when it comes to the people's rights. And I don't like it. I don't like it from Target. I don't like it from the Trump administration. I don't like the fact that they keep on laying people off from USA jobs. I wish, calm. Oh, my God. I hate these people, bro. I can't stand these people, man. I don't understand why they out here. Meanwhile, over in Chicago,
at least 3 of the weekend incidents were those with multiple victims, including this morning's shooting, which happened in a South Side park. That shooting occurred in Ellis Park just after 1 this morning, just steps from the University of Chicago Charter School. Police were in that area responding to a disturbance when they heard gunfire. They found 5 people shot near 36 and Cottage Grove. The victims included a 17-year-old boy who is in critical condition at the University of Chicago Hospital. Detectives are questioning someone in connection with the shooting. Police found 4 guns at the scene. Social media posts indicate a reunion party was taking place in the park. 7 people were shot about a mile away near 35th and State late Saturday. Police say a car with several people in it pulled up to a crowd. At least 1 person in that car opened fire. The victims were men and women, reported to be in good condition. CPD is also looking for suspects in a Humboldt Park shooting that wounded 4 people Sunday morning. This was also a drive-by incident with the shooters firing on a crowd that was outside from 2 cars at Haddon and California. Crime scene techs found nearly 70 shell casings.
do you know why there were 70 shell casings? 70 in one scene. You know why there were 70 shell casings? Boy, that's a switch. That's a switch. They shot everything up. They shooting everything in Chicago. Men, women, dogs, cats, everything getting fired up on that street. Look at the markers. They didn't even have enough markers, and they had to start covering the markers with pieces of paper with tape on it in order to be able to write out the number of shell casings that's out there. That's how bad it is. They had to get more markers that had other numbers on it and then put the numbers on the markers so that they can keep track of how many shell casings that they got outside. Oh, but it's safe. We don't need you. Listen. The people is fine. The people are fine. They don't need help in Chicago. Nobody needs help in Chicago. The people are fine. Nobody needs help, guys. Over 50 people shot beginning of the weekend. 8 people are dead. 50 shot, 8 dead. That's just bad aim. They was trying to kill 80. They were trying to kill 80 people. They hit 50. They killed 50 plus. I'm sorry. They hit 50 plus and they killed 8. They was trying to kill everything moving and everything walking. Boy, know what you thinking?
Now, the weekend victims also include a 14-year-old boy. He appeared to be the youngest victim so far this weekend. He was shot and wounded in Garfield Park. Now, according to our count, the numbers we have so far may have surpassed last year's total for Labor Day weekend. Last Labor Day weekend, a total of 31 people were shot.
The news is starting to do their own calculations at this point. They're not even trusting in the city's calculations no more. They said, listen, according to our own calculations, more than 50 people done been shot. More than 8 people done been killed. It's worse than last year, and we still got a day and a half to go. More than last year, and we still got a day and a half to go, bro. This is sad. This is very, very sad, y'all.